specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
And 100% Math. Invest in your child's academic success. Visit 100%math.com or call 547-9817.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome to the Business Buzz. My name is Orrett Connor and I'm filling in for Miss Kathy Miller this morning. In this first segment of the Business Buzz, we will be conducting a discussion about CCC School. Some of the background in relation to CCC School. CCC School was founded in 1941 in Grand Cayman. It is one of the oldest schools in the Cayman Islands. It has grown from a single teacher and 7 students to a staff of over 80, serving about 400 students. The school provides a range of programs and is accredited by the Association of Christian Schools International and the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Here to discuss or to talk about CCC School is the board chairman, Mr. Roy Bodden, the head of school, Miss Lindora Mendoza, and a student who I believe will soon be graduating as well, Mr. David Sato Bodden. Folks, good morning. Welcome to the Business Buzz.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and thank you for having us. Thanks to Radio Cayman.
Okay. Now, I'm sure, Mr. Bodden, when people hear your voice, they're going to be wondering, what's the connection between CCC School and Mr. Roy Bodden? So,
okay,
tell us about that connection.
Right. Well, I'm a member of the Church of God chapels in the Cayman Islands, and I worship at the Bodden Town Church of God Chapel, which is headed by Pastor Winston Rose, the senior pastor. And so, as a member, that is how I came to be appointed to the board of CCC School. I first sat as a board member, and then over time, I was elected as the board chair. CCC School is the longest serving secondary school in the Cayman Islands. It has been offering a secondary education program for over 80 years. It is owned by the Church of God chapels. So the Church of God chapels, the West Bay Church, the Georgetown Church, the Bodden Town Church, the Frank Sound Church, and the Church of God chapels over in Cayman Brac. So,
and we're going to be speaking mainly about enrollment in CCC. In speaking about CCC School, at one time it was probably the only school that prepared students in a proper way for entrance into U.S. universities. And of course, Anderson College, very famous and connected with CCC School, as well. Let's talk about the enrollment process. We'll pass the mic over to Ms. Mendoza, who's the head of school.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr.
Welcome.
Connor. Thank you. The enrollment process is pretty straightforward. We do have a website, so parents or potential parents can certainly access www.cccSchool.org and find information about the school's history, about its current curriculum, staffing, student activities, and so on. And then the enrollment or the application forms for prospective students are on the website, and parents or potential parents can download those applications, and it's pretty straightforward. The regular birth certificate, school records, immunization records, etc. The basic regulations that are required for admittance, and then those are reviewed. The prospective student family is invited to have a screening to assess academic standing. Parents are interviewed, and then the school's administration makes a decision and makes an offer to the family. The family interview is really a critical part of our admission. I dare say we are probably one of the few schools that has that as an integral part of the admissions process, because we believe that you can only learn so much about our school from the website. You can only, have an indication of what we're like by the application process, but having a face-to-face conversation with school leadership gives you a more intimate view of the school and gives you an opportunity to ask questions that you probably otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to ask. So that parent interview, family interview is a critical part of admissions process.
Now, for the curious person, as soon as they hear that it is a school that is operated by and affiliated to a church, they're probably curious, do I have to be a member of the church in order for my child to be able to enroll and attend CCC? Speak to that, please.
Absolutely not necessary. As a matter of fact, CCC considers it quite an inclusive school community, and we have students that are not churched. We have families who are of different religions, and that speaks to why the parent interview in the admissions process is so critical, because we are open to everyone and we want to share who we are and explain what the life of CCC is all about and what it means to be owned and operated by the Church of God and what it means to be a Christian school where all curricula is biblically integrated. And sometimes we are not the place for others, but we don't exclude ourselves. We share who we are, and they make that decision and come to that determination. But we have students from across different countries. We have people from Sri Lanka, Nepal, Indonesia, the Philippines, Honduras, Cayman, Cuba, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and they come as well with various religions. So we don't prescribe that they have to be church members or attend a specific church or anything. Quite inclusive when it comes to that and diverse. Speaking of
Tuition, are there any other fees associated with the school other than the tuition?
Yes, there are book fees. We sell our uniforms on site. There are fees for activities with regards to extracurricular programming. Exams, we do some external exams. For example, we do advanced placement exams through the College Board. So there are fees associated with those expenses as well.
Okay. And class size is always a huge thing. And there are arguments, in relation to what a class size should be. Can you speak about? Right. Well, first of all, let's talk about the age groups from what age to graduation and class size, and then we want to talk to David about. He has first-hand knowledge about classes as well.
Yes, he does. At the moment, we offer from the age of 4, so we have a pre-kindergarten and then kindergarten through 12th grade. So it's all through formal education process. So once you join our family, you can be there right up until graduation and you're on your way into the world of work or onto higher education. So 4 years to roughly 18 plus is our age group. Class size, there are several camps about class size, as you alluded to. However, on average, our class size in the elementary division are roughly 20, 21, and in the secondary division, class size ranges about 20, 24, 25.
Mm-hmm. So, David, good morning. Welcome to Full Talk today. You're in what year now at CCC?
Well, I would be in grade 12, year 13. So I am in my senior year, my final year.
Okay, and you have been at CCC for how long?
Since 7th grade, so about 5 years.
Okay.
5, 6 years.
And tell us about your experience.
I've generally had a very positive experience at Triple C. Overall, I believe the community is like a very loving community. I would say you can trust that you can make real friends there, and a lot of the teachers are often willing to like cooperate and talk with you. And overall, it's a very loving environment. And I would say that in my years' experience, I've made many good friends, not just with students, but also with teachers. And I feel like those relationships make you very comfortable to share, like, many different, it's easy to communicate, essentially. And that allows for a more loving environment. And in general, with the communication that is provided, with the availability of it as well, it makes it a very warm culture there. And my personal experience with classes and with teachers and many things like that, I've personally enjoyed many of my classes. I can't say I've enjoyed all of them. I personally have my own problems. But overall, the classes, they teach very well. And I would say that I enjoy my classes, and especially since I typically with my friends, and it makes just the time there really fun.
And what are your plans after graduation?
I intend to pursue a higher education in the UK.
Okay.
And to study accounting and finance.
And how do you feel your time at Triple C has prepared you for that?
Educationally, it's prepared me very well, especially since the business program in Triple C is very strong. I would say, like, I love the teachers who teach me. And the business program has really well prepared me for university. And the teachers there are very, very good. And I would say that overall, they've prepared me very well. And in terms of character, however, it's, again, I would say, for me, as I'm a Christian, and a lot of the teachers, the Christian education, the spiritual life guidance, it's very well done. And personally, I find myself very much involved in a lot of the spiritual clubs, things that involve Christianity and stuff like that, and I enjoy it a lot. And so character-wise, I would say they've prepared me well as well. Excellent.
Let's talk a little bit about scholarships. Do you offer scholarships at Triple C, as well? I know that you have a very, very strong alumni, at Triple C. I can remember the days when Triple C was located in the back of the Church of God Chapel on the waterfront on Seafarers Way. Then, of course, they moved over behind the old immigration building there, and now you're in the Fairbanks area as well. So you have transitioned, quite a bit during that period of time, all, again, supported by the church. But can we speak about the role of your alumni as well, and the support that you may get from them, as well as the scholarship programs?
We are very grateful to our Triple C graduates, or even alumni who didn't necessarily graduate from Triple C. They have been very forthcoming and supportive over the years, in kind, in talent, in treasure, as we would say. And most recently, we had a significant sum donated by one of our graduates. As a matter of fact, a graduate who was in the first graduating class in 1947. The individual recently passed away and left Triple C in their estate. And so we recently received and that monies that's been donated thus far, the board has in principle agreed, the school board has in principle agreed to use that as a bursary for students who may need, families who may need some financial support. So we are excited about how that process will roll out in the new academic year.
Okay. Ms. Susan, do we take the usual commercial break? Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will continue the conversation about Triple C School. That conversation is taking place with the chairman, Mr. Roy Bodden, the head of school, Miss Leonora Mendoza, and one student who is in the process of graduating, and when you hear him speak, he sounds more like a teacher than a student. As well. Well spoken, Mr. David Sato Bodden. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Business Buzz will be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Annie Elizabeth Bush, Certificate of Honor, 1901 to 1994. Annie was an enterprising young lady who learned to play the organ at an early age, and for many years was organist at the George Hicks Memorial Church in South Sound. She also taught her niece to play, and she eventually took over Annie's duties. Annie always wanted to be a nurse. She studied first aid under the tutelage of the late Mrs. Andrews. She worked as a practical nurse for many years at both new and old Georgetown hospitals, and also a theater nurse. After retirement, she did private nursing. She was a good seamstress and did a lot of crochet. She left her family a large crochet of the Lord's Prayer.
The Rotary Cayman Islands Sunset $10,000 raffle happening Saturday, May 25th. Tickets only $10, 3 tickets only $25, 5 tickets for $40 from any Rotary Sunset member. All proceeds will support Rotary Sunset community projects including Feed Our Future, the Sunrise Adult Training Center, Adopt a School program, the Marie Martin Georgetown Primary School, the Crisis Center, and many more. The new Rotary Sunset Club. NPO number 656. Get your ticket, get your chance. Rotary Sunset, creating hope in the world.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
It's coming your way.
Clean Cayman Invasion 2024 for the entire month of May. Enjoy a whopping 35% off any $200 purchase.
And guess what, mothers?
We haven't forgotten about you. We have a special surprise for you.
And it's not just for now. It's all summer long.
Visit us at www.cleancayman.com or all of our social media platforms, or call us at 949-9955.
You know we have the 3 H's.
Health, home, and happiness.
And that is what we're about.
Clean Cayman Invasion.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Water
Call
Authority
today.
Cayman wishes to inform its Cayman BRAC customers that there will be temporary interruptions to water service from Tuesday 7th May to Friday 10th May between the hours of 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on specified days. Affected streets: Lilies Lane, Moon Lane, White Bay Road, unnamed road between White Bay Road and Barney's Road, Barney's Road, Amberville Lane, and the road at West End Primary School. Customers who will be affected will receive a door hanger notice, which will be delivered the day before service is scheduled to be interrupted. An additional door hanger notice will also be delivered upon restoration of water service. These service interruptions are to facilitate our ongoing leak detection project. The aim is to enhance our system's integrity by identifying and repairing all possible leaks. We advise customers to store enough water for personal use during during service interruptions and limit the use of water-intensive appliances. For further information, customers may contact the customer service team in Cayman Brac by calling 948-1403 or emailing braccs@waterauthority.ky.
Attention Georgetown residents. The Department of Environmental Health Georgetown Bulk Waste Collection will take place between May 13th to 18th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to the DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the Georgetown Bulk Waste Collection from May 13th to 18th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
At Kirk Market, it's so easy to eat well and find healthy options. With their fresh veggies from local farmers, hormone-free chicken, local seafood, and grass-fed meats, Kirk Market has delicious, quality food at the best prices. And you must check out their fresh salad bar, hot bar, and med bar for daily healthy options on the go. Their delicious dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients such as prime meats and organic veggies. Eating great is important to me. That's why Kirk Market is my store. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and shop happy.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. We have about 8 minutes left to go in the show. We're talking about Triple C School, one of the oldest schools in the Cayman Islands, founded in 1941. That conversation has taken place with the board chairman, Mr. Roy Bodden, the head of school, Miss Leonora Mendoza, and student, Mr. David Sato Bodden. We're going to talk quickly about a little bit more about the curriculum, some of the languages that are taught there, talk a little bit about students with special needs, and as well as speak a little bit about extracurricular activities, and then we're going to top it off with the notable achievements of Triple C School. Ms. Mendoza, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. O'Connor. Thank you so much. Our curriculum, shall I start with that?
Yes.
Yes, we follow the Virginia State curriculum. Of course, as an American model school, you would imagine that we follow a program from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And Virginia itself rates in the top 10 in the U.S. The Department of Education, the U.S. Department of Education, it consistently rates in the top 10. And we have found that it's a very rigorous and progressive curriculum. The standards are easy to follow. There's a lot of support from the Virginia State website in terms of regulations. They're also very proactive. There has been quite a bit of work done in Virginia where they are making up for the learning loss through the COVID period. And so their STEM, their sciences, and their math in particular are quite robust programs. So we follow those. Overall, Triple C is accredited by the Association of Christian Schools International, which has a membership of over 25,000 schools worldwide. And Triple C is one of the international schools that's accredited. So that means our students, when they graduate, their transcripts has currency worldwide.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In terms of languages, we offer Spanish is required for graduation. Okay. However, we have piloted this year, we've piloted an online academy partnership with an institution that's fully online, 7-Star Academy, which is also accredited by ACSI. And we are going to be offering through that program Chinese, German, and French.
Wow.
So we're excited about the students who will take that on in the new academic year. So we've added to our languages. But Spanish is required for graduation as it stands right now. We also have provision for our special needs students. We follow the government regulations for provision as best as we can. We have a department and a coordinator that works with the students, families, and the teachers in coordinating what interventions and extensions we can provide for our students. And I think that's good.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the notable achievements Triple C School as well. I know during my day I had some very good football players at Triple C as well. My good friend Mr. Alan Moore attended Triple C as well. I think his brother also George Smith attended Triple C School as well. So let's talk about some of the achievements, and I think David is going to contribute to that as well in terms of some of the things that you have achieved at Triple C.
You let me go first? Okay. Well, we consistently participate in the Cayman Islands Youth Parliament. So we had 2 delegates from our school this year. And we're a very balanced school. We're providing holistic education. So it's not just academics, but it's sports and other endeavors. So 2 members of our school, grade 11 students, were part of the winning Cayman under-18 rugby team that went off to Florida and won the Coconut Cup. We're very big in the robotics arena as well. One of our students is a coach to the national team that will be going to Singapore later this year, and 2 of our students previously represented the Cayman Islands robotics team at that international competition. Our boys, 2nd place in volleyball. We participated in Brain Bowl. I think we came 3rd this year. And of course, NCFA, we have a very, very strong and wonderful music program. So you always hear the lovely voices of our students in choir. They got gold this year. Our jazz band won a gold, and then the broader senior band got a silver. So we're always coming away with the treasure when we enter competitions.
David?
And overall, we typically we are actively participating in different clubs. Like she said, we do a lot of sports activities, and we have a very wide variety of sports you can join. And maybe some might not compete, but I know that they're practicing to enter into competitions. For example, currently we are, the volleyball under 14s are currently practicing to go and participate for their competitions coming up. And I know that they're also preparing the under 18s for next year as well. And overall, I know the rugby team is going at it as well. So is the football and basketball are going at it right now.
Now, if you had a friend and they were contemplating what school should I attend in the Cayman Islands before I go off to college, how would you promote Triple C to them?
For me, Triple C was very helpful for me in the sense that not only did it help me educationally, but it helped me produce confidence in myself. Because, like I said earlier, the community is very accepting, is very warm, and it very much helps you to bring out your confidence in talking. For example, I know for a fact that before when I first joined Triple C, I was a lot more quiet. I was a lot more reserved. And now I feel a lot more confident to go out and speak to people, and not just speak to people, but meet new people. And so I feel like, in general, if they were to come to Triple C, it really helps you to prepare not just educationally, and that you can go to many schools and learn and get an education. But I think Triple C really helps you build on the confidence to talk and make connections with a lot of people.
Prepares you for life.
Yes.
Excellent. Mr. Chairman, we're going to give you the last word. Let you have the last word this morning.
Right. Well, Triple C is a great school, Mr. Connor, in that it is not only strong in the academic subjects and even in socializing the students, but it also has a biblical background in terms of morals and ethics, so that when our students leave Triple C, we don't have to worry about them making the right decisions because they're steeped in that spiritual aspect of morality and ethics. And that is one of the strong points of the school as well.
Okay, Ms. Mendoza, just before we go, off there we were talking about the challenges. I was talking with Mr. Bodden about the challenges as far as recruitment of teachers is concerned. We see the United Kingdom, we see the United States, places like South Carolina, where you would never ever think that they would be recruiting teachers from the West Indies. They're now all recruiting. So the challenges in terms of recruitment?
Sadly, Mr. Connor, that is our experience as well. Here in the Cayman Islands, we do struggle to recruit and sometimes retain good faculty. We make every effort. We have a strict criteria for the qualifications, and of course that is vetted through Education Council, because all teachers in private schools have to have a Cayman Islands teacher license. So there is strict criteria involved. However, it's not that easy onboarding and retaining. So we constantly, every year, have to go through several iterations of promotion and campaign for faculty. So if anyone's out there, think they have the credentials and would like to join CCC, please come on over.
And for those who are interested in enrollment, can you provide the details to them, please?
Yes. Again, please go to our website, www.cccSchool.org. Our application forms are online, and you can also email CCC@cccSchool.org for information.
Okay, folks. Thank you. Thank you very much, David. All the best to you. Based on what you have demonstrated here, you're going to do well in the future as well. You know, congratulations and all the best to you as well. Folks, we're going to take a break. We will have a second segment of the Business Buzz as we return. Please stay tuned. The Business Buzz will be back shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 2 minutes past 8.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Police and emergency services are sent by 911 to a report of a wounding believed to have taken place on Birch Tree Hill just after 10 p.m. on Saturday night. Once officers got to the scene, they met with one of the parties involved and observed that a man had been stabbed in the gut and informed the police that he was involved in an altercation with another man, which resulted in the injury. The other party involved had left the location prior to the arrival of police. The victim was carried to the hospital by ambulance and treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries and later released. The incident is being investigated by police. Emancipation Day celebrations got underway on Monday on Seafarers Way in Georgetown. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Kenneth Bryan, tells Radio Cayman he's very happy that Cayman has decided to celebrate its heritage once again, as there's a, quote, lot of history that he says the country is not focused on over the years.
I am elated that we as a country have decided again to remember the very important decision that mankind, humankind, decided to do many moons ago, you know, and it's good to remember that. You know, some people think this is about other things, but it's about the celebration that after the 1800 years of slavery, you hear slavery and even in the Bible of the Jews and slavery of the Chinese for the Chinese wall. I mean, what this is a celebration of humankind coming together and recognizing it's not right to hold another human being in captive in any capacity. And that's what we're celebrating, because that's the growth of humans coming together and remembering that we are all our brothers and keepers, no matter who you are, what color you are, what nationality you are.
Festivities continue through May 12th. In fact, this morning at 9 a.m., there's a turtle release at Governor's Beach. On Wednesday, it's the unveiling of a commemorative plaque at the Bodden Town Slave Wall on Monument Road at 10 a.m. Festivities then head to the BRAC on the 11th for the Emancipation celebrations at Heritage Park from 11 until 8 p.m. And then on Sunday, there's the closing church service at the Aston Ruddy Center at 10 a.m. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. International aid agencies say the closing of the two main crossings into southern Gaza makes it virtually impossible to assist civilians inside the enclave. The UN says Israel is not allowing humanitarian workers access to the Rafah crossing after taking control of the Gaza side of the border with Egypt. Ukrainian intelligence says it's foiled a Russian plot to assassinate President Zelensky. It's arrested two colonels from the Government Protection Unit who are suspected of passing on secret information to an FSB cell. It says the plot involved recruiting military officers who would abduct Mr. Zelensky and then murder him. Rescue teams in South Africa are in contact with 11 of the construction workers trapped under a building that collapsed in the city of George in the Western Cape. The UN's migration agency says it's ready to help dozens of migrants who were rescued in Libya after being held captive in a house in the southeast. The authorities in Benghazi said 107 migrants had been found when they raided the hideout at Kufra. President Macron is hosting the Chinese leader Xi Jinping in the Pyrenees Mountains in southern France on the second day of his state visit. The head of the UN nuclear watchdog, Rafael Grossi, has called for more cooperation from Iran during a visit to the country. The president of Italy's Liguria region has been placed under house arrest as part of an anti-corruption investigation. Giovanni Totti is accused of accepting funds for his election campaign in return for favours including concessions at the port of Genoa. Indigenous leaders in the Australian state of Tasmania have accused the authorities of callous disrespect after police unceremoniously delivered ancient Aboriginal bones to them in paper bags. And a Japanese startup is aiming to use artificial intelligence to help translate manga comics into English. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Bodden, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Bodden. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Attention Georgetown residents. The Department of Environmental Health Georgetown Bulk Waste Collection will take place between May 13th to 18th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to the DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the Georgetown Bulk Waste Collection from May 13th to 18th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
The 8 a.m. weather update. brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 84 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure is 29.86 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-northeast at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate light easterly winds and slight seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next few days in association with a ridge of high pressure over the southern United States. Satellite images show scattered low-level clouds over the Cayman area. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today and tonight, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures today will be in the low 90s. It's going to be a hot day. And temperatures falling tonight to the upper 70s. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 8:21, low tide this afternoon at 2:58, and a high tide again tonight at 9:45. The sun will set this evening at 6:49 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:53. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Friday morning.
And had just recovered the stolen artwork, but...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long. I found the art thief in France, but ended up becoming somewhat of a local celebrity. So I had to stick around for a while. But I was able to handle all my insurance needs with CG's online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look this time at how your traffic is shaping up this morning. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing pretty good, as well as coming from the West Bay 4-way stop. And coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic and continuing on to Huldah Avenue. Slow moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown, and eastbound traffic on Cool Road is moderate. Linford Pearson Highway traffic is heavy. Slight delay is expected. As we look to downtown Georgetown on Edward Street, traffic is moving on moderately. Into Georgetown on Shedden, we're looking pretty good. Out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic. Coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, traffic is flowing at a good pace, and moderate flow of traffic in both directions in front of the Ritz on the West Bay Road. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Orrett Connor, and I'm filling in for Miss Kathy Miller this morning on the Business Buzz. We will now be talking about the Cayman Hearing Center, and it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me a our guest, Dr. Annette Stephenson, who's the practice owner and clinical audiologist at Cayman Hearing Center. We will delve deeper into the field of audiology. If you don't know anything about it, you will hear more this morning from her as well, just to give you some background information and a short bio of Dr. Annette Stephenson, who is the first Caymanian doctor of audiology. She's a distinguished graduate of Nova Southern University. She's a fellow of the American Academy of Audiology, board certified by the American Board of Audiology, and holds a certification in vestibular assessment. In 2007, she founded Cayman Hearing Center to provide comprehensive hearing healthcare services. Known for her individualized patient care and educational seminars, she's a trusted specialist in her field. Her significant contributions to health services earned her the Emerging Pioneer Award from the Cayman Islands Ministry of Health. So with that and all of the credentials and accomplishments that she has made, good morning. Welcome to the Business Buzz.
Good morning, Osi. Thank you for having me.
It is
that
great.
Sounds a lot. I did a lot.
Well, we'll go back a little further. We talked about your university education. Let's talk about your primary and secondary education.
You want to go way back?
You go way back, yeah.
I did my primary school. Back then it was Our Lady of Perpetual Help Preparatory School, now known as St. Ignatius. So Catholic school. So that's where I did up to year 6, and then I went to Cayman Islands Middle School. And then I went to what was then Cayman Islands High School, and then they changed the name to John Gray High School. In my class, we were the first graduating class of John Gray High School with the new name. That was just yesterday. I'm not gonna say how long ago that was. And so that was my education here. And then, I decided. Actually, I wanted to be a teacher. I did. I wanted to be a teacher of the deaf. And then I went to school freshman year in university. I started at Rollins College in Winter Park, so in Orlando, north of Orlando. And I realized that I didn't want to be a teacher. But I wanted to work with the hearing impaired, and so I found audiology. And then I did my undergraduate degree at University of South Florida in Tampa. And then I did my doctorate degree at Nova Southeastern in Fort Lauderdale. So that's my education.
Okay, and then when you returned home, you went straight into private practice?
Well, so when I returned, actually I didn't return home really. I came home and I was trying to apply for a job, but I was told that they didn't have a position for an audiologist.
Oh, really?
And so...
Well, did they have an audiologist?
No. No. There was not. And I came home and my dad said, well, let's just open up something. So when I first opened Cayman Hearing Center, I opened it in February 2007. I was still working in Florida full time. I would fly home once a month on a Friday. I would see patients all day Saturday. I would fly back to Miami on Sunday and go back to work on Monday.
Wow.
And I did that for 4 years.
Wow.
The TSA agents at Miami Airport got to know me. The ticket agents at Cayman Airways got to know me very well. But I did that for 4 years while I built out the practice. And then around about 2011, I had to make the decision of coming back home and working it full time or shutting it down. And I made the decision. So I left my job in Florida and I came home in 2011 and that was it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the specialist services that you provide and talk about your clients and how you have been able to build your business during the period of time that you were talking about.
Right. So just to give a little quick introduction for those listening that don't know what audiology is. Mm-hmm. So audiology, it's the science of hearing and balance. So we are hearing and balance specialists. We are what is considered allied health professionals. So we are allied with the medical professionals. And so we will do hearing tests, anything related to balance issues, anything if there's ringing in your ears, we also treat that. So that is what audiology is. We like to say that we serve everybody because everybody has ears. And a lot of people have misconceptions that audiology it's either for children or it's for the older population. But audiology, there's no discrimination on who has hearing loss or who has balance issues, right? So we can see everybody. Our patient demographics, we have our youngest patient we've seen has been 24 hours old, so a day old. We test newborns, and our oldest patient actually turned 100 in February. So just give a belated shout out to Miss Laurel Watler. Okay. She was 100 in February, and so she's our oldest patient.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Now you spoke about the fact that hearing loss can affect anyone.
Yeah.
How important is it to get tested early? We know in the past, in my school days, we didn't know anything about ADD and all of those things. Even someone unable to read, but no one realizing that it is their eyesight that is affecting them, had nothing to do with their intellect whatsoever, but their eyesight.
Yeah.
How important is it to have
to
these
have your
tests
hearing
done
tested?
early?
Yeah. So I'm always going to say that everybody should have a hearing test, no matter how old they are, right? Because that's just I'm an advocate for that. But to your point, like with ADD, ADHD, and now we have a lot of children that are on the autism spectrum, there is something called auditory processing disorder. And it kind of overlaps with ADD and with autism. And it's when it takes you a little bit longer to process sound. And you're going to see that in children if they start misbehaving in class, if their grades start to drop, if they don't follow instructions, if they're not paying attention. It could be auditory processing. And as audiologists, we are the only professionals that are able to diagnose somebody with auditory processing disorder. Having your hearing tested at birth is important because it's going to catch anything that's congenital, so anything that you were born with. And then we also recommend that you have your hearing tested at 3 years before you start preschool. And if nothing else, before you start primary school, so before you start kindergarten or year one, I'm not even sure what it's called anymore, but before you start like big boy school, you get your hearing checked to make sure that you're set up for success. After that, if there's any problems or concerns or issues, then you come in. For adults, if you start to notice a problem, we recommend that you come in, and then once we see you, we check you every year. Now, a lot of people, Cayman, we have a lot of diabetes, and we have a lot of people that have kidney issues. And they don't realize the correlation between diabetes and kidney problems and your hearing, right? Because diabetes is going to impact your blood flow. We have blood flowing to our ears. And so whenever there is any compromised blood flow, it is going to impact our hearing. So anybody that has any of these other diseases should be getting their hearing tested just to make sure to monitor it. Individuals that work in a lot of loud noise, if they're not wearing hearing protection, should have hearing tests every year. It's something that we're trying to advocate for all of the companies to do. It's a hard battle to fight, but, we keep on pushing on for companies that that their employees are in a lot of loud noise, that they provide them with hearing protection, or if nothing else, they at least send them for an annual hearing test so that we can keep a check of it. Yeah.
I can think of, let's say, airport workers, those who work on the ramps.
Yes.
The airplane, the engines are going all of the time. That would be one of those areas where you would recommend that is done as well.
Construction workers. Even the emergency responders, because those sirens are pretty loud.
Yes. So after over 20 years of operation here in the Cayman Islands, you no doubt would have seen the tremendous amount of changes that have taken place in the Cayman Islands. Can you talk about some of the changes that have taken place in the I can't call it industry, in the discipline
of
that
audiology?
that you are in?
Yeah. So of late, the biggest change that I've seen has been in the hearing aid technology. A lot of people would remember like they used to call them the beige banana because they were so big and they were beige and they were the hearing aids that everybody could see. So hearing aids have definitely, the size has reduced a lot, that they're very discreet. They're now waterproof. Mm-hmm. They're rechargeable. They're able to be Bluetooth. They connect to Bluetooth and you can stream with them. So the technology has definitely advanced a lot when it comes to hearing aids. And telehealth has been something. And we have to thank the pandemic for that. Because when that happened and we went into lockdown, a lot of the manufacturers had to pivot in order for us to be able to see patients remotely. So there are some things that we can do remotely now as far as audiology goes. There's been improvements and advancements in treating tinnitus. So tinnitus is the ringing in your ears, ringing, buzzing, chirping, hissing, humming, any noise that you're perceiving. It's a subjective noise that you hear that nobody else can hear, and it's in the absence of external sound. A lot of people say that it's a high-pitched ring. I know a lot of the old people would say, oh, that's somebody talking about me. Or,
yes, my ears are ringing.
My ears are ringing. Somebody must be talking about me. And, we have a lot of patients that come in to see us and they say, well, I went to my doctor and I told them about that. And they said that there's nothing that can be done, which is not true. There's a lot that we can do for tinnitus. There is no cure for it, but there are a lot of techniques that we can do to help with the tinnitus. And there's a lot of devices out there that will help. The newest device on the market is something called Lindora, and it's out of Ireland. Okay. And it uses I'm going to be a bit technical here. It uses what's called bimodal neuromodulation. Bimodal by two, so it's two stimuli that's going, and it has a little. I should have brought one to show you, but it has a tongue tip, and so it has like a little electrodes that you put on the tip of your tongue. Okay. If you've ever had the candy, like the Pop Rocks, and it's or really fizzy champagne, and it bubbles in your mouth, that's what it feels like. Okay. So that, in conjunction with listening to a certain sound for an hour a day, the studies have shown an 85 to 91% efficacy in the reduction of the bothersome nature of tinnitus. So that has been something that's very new and exciting for those of us that work with tinnitus, because now we have something that is proven to provide relief to our patients. And so for the patients that we've been telling them for years, listen to some white noise or turn the fan on, or, don't do this, or don't be quiet.
What's white noise?
White noise is like the static. So when you between the radio stations, that's white noise. Okay, yeah. Okay. So we will tell patients to listen to white noise or to ocean sounds or to waterfalls to kind of help and mask the tinnitus. We now have something that has been in clinical trials since 2020. Well, no, actually since 2012, and it is now available. And it's just really amazing that we can provide something tangible and tactile for our patients with the tinnitus. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will continue our discussion with Miss Annette Stephenson, who is the owner, but she's also the practitioner at the Cayman Hearing Center. One of our listeners, they want to know where you're located. How can you be contacted as well? So when we return from a commercial break, we will provide that information. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Business Buzz will be back shortly.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Elevate your child's math skills with 100% math with premier math tutoring services under the expert guidance of our renowned mathematicians, Professor Emeritus Romain Angeloff and Dr. Mackenzie. Programs are designed to secure IB, HL, and SL math, CSEC A-levels, and IGC SE success. Whether your child aims to get ahead or catch up, 100% Math is your partner in achieving their academic goals. Don't let your child's math skills lag. Visit us at 100%math.com or call or WhatsApp 547-9817.
At Kirk Market, it's so easy to eat well and find healthy options. With their fresh veggies from local farmers, hormone-free chicken, local seafood, and grass-fed meats, Kirk Market has delicious, quality food at the best prices. And you must check out their fresh salad bar, hot bar, and med bar for daily healthy options on the go. Their delicious dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients such as prime meats and organic veggies. Eating great is important to me. That's why Kirk Market is my store. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and shop happy.
Let me tell you something. I've been fishing our island since I was a boy, and it's getting harder and harder to get a good catch. Maybe it's because there are so many more people in Cayman than ever before. Maybe it's because of how the climate is changing. I don't know about that, but I do know that I want to be able to keep fishing and teach my children to fish one day as well. So it makes sense to me that we have certain areas and certain times of the year to fish for certain things. It feels unfair not to be allowed to fish where my dad had taught me to fish, but I know that being patient now means we can keep fishing for many more generations. We're all in this together, right?
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. My name is Orrett Connor, filling in for Miss Kathy Miller. We are having a conversation with Dr. Annette Stephenson, who is the first Cayman Doctor of Audiology in the Cayman Islands. She, while being a distinguished graduate of Nova Southern University, she was, how am I going to put this now? All of that preparation for Nova Southern University.
Nova Southeastern.
Southeastern, sorry. All of that preparation was obtained right here in the Cayman Islands, or local schools, as well. And she has also had the experience where many Caymanians have had the same experience. Return home with a qualification, with a specialty. Sorry, we don't have any work for you. We don't have any work in that field for you when it was needed. So again, it goes to show you the myopic nature of some of our politicians and our civil servants, of the day, not recognizing the need for an audiologist here in the Cayman Islands. So let's talk about your business. Tell them where you're located, whether or not you are the sole practitioner or whether or not you have other associates working with you as well.
So we are located in the Lista Towers on North Sound Road. Mm-hmm. We're on the 3rd floor. And our phone number is 946-9174. And you can also find us on CaymanHearingCenter.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram on Cayman Hearing. Now, for the first 10 years, so the practice, we've been open for 17 years. And for the first 10 years, I was a sole practitioner. For 3 years of that, I was a solopreneur. I was by myself.
Wow.
I answered the phones. I did all of the insurance billing. I did all of the admin stuff, and I saw patients. So for 3 years, I was by myself. But 3 years ago, our team has expanded, and we have 2 other audiologists working for me at the moment. We have a Dr. Ashley Martin, and she has joined us from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we have Miss Bernadette Toth, and she's joined us from New Zealand. There are no other Caymanian audiologists, and so I have had to find my talent off island. I have had to import my audiologists because I'm the only Cayman audiologist. I tried to encourage and mentor people to study audiology, but I guess it's not exciting enough. In full honesty, I didn't know about audiology until I was in university.
Okay.
And the university that I was at, they were going to start the audiology program, and they spoke to my class about it. And I was like, oh, this is very interesting. So I didn't know about audiology when I was going to school here. I only found out about it, at university. So it's not a very huge field. There's not very many audiologists in the world. I wish, if we had another Caymanian who wanted to join me in the field, it would be great. But yes, I do have two other audiologists that work at the clinic. So yeah, we're at Alyssa Towers on the 3rd floor. There is an elevator, so don't worry. But if you want to get extra steps, then you can always walk up the stairs.
Can we talk a little bit about your consultation process?
Sure.
How does it work? And curious to know also whether or not and you may or may not want to talk about this because we don't want to give away all of your business secrets, here on the Business Buzz, but whether or not the government and the schools utilize your services, as well, or if they wanted to.
Right. So we take all health insurances. So we'll say that out front. We take all of them. If you do have Cynico, though, we do need a referral from an HSA doctor.
Okay.
Because everybody knows if you're going to go outside HSA, you need a referral. But we do accept all insurances. And it's quite simple. You give us a call, 946-9174. You make your appointment, and you come on in. Now, the appointment is going to be anywhere from 60 minutes to maybe like an hour and 15 minutes. And during that appointment, we're going to get a full case history as it relates to your hearing health and anything that might be contributing to your hearing. Like we need to know medications that you're taking because people don't know that there are medications that are ototoxic, so they're going to cause hearing loss, ringing in your ears, dizziness. And then we pop you in our sound booth. It's similar to this, similar to your studio.
Okay.
And, then we just check your hearing and present tones, and you respond, and we check your speech understanding, and then we discuss the results with you right there. So this is a test that you get the results the same day. It's not something that you have to wait for. You get the results the same day. And if it shows that you have a hearing loss, then we'll talk about the options. There are some patients who, when they come to us, they're ready for hearing aids. And so they can actually leave that same day with hearing aids if it's warranted and they want it. Yeah. Now to your second question, about the government and the schools, that might be a conversation for a different show.
Okay. But just like issues like attention deficit disorder and all of those other things, the issues with hearing, like we spoke of earlier, can certainly affect someone's ability to learn,
yes,
as well.
Yeah.
So it is, to me, the layperson, it would appear as if it is something that is extremely important to know at a very early stage.
Yeah, it is. I'm just going to say it like this. Our services could be utilized more, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, there are a lot of children who are labeled as bad or delinquent or not smart enough because they're exhibiting behaviors in the classroom, when it could be ADHD, it could be autism, it could be auditory processing. Those three disorders, they overlap, and there's some similarity between all three of them. And so the children in the schools need to be properly assessed for all three of these. And interventions need to be made for all three of these in order to set them up for success, and not just say, oh, I can't be bothered with him, he's just rude, or I can't be bothered with her, she misbehaves and she can't learn anything, and I'm just going to leave her in the corner and not, try and work with her, which happens a lot with children. But there's something more that's going on. And when the proper intervention happens, these children can succeed and excel beyond your wildest dreams, right? So there's a lot of disservice being done to a lot of our children in the school system for various reasons. But that's not the topic of this conversation.
For those persons listening who may be interested in entering the field of audiology.
Yes.
Can you? How long is the process in terms of the educational part of it, the internship part of it, and talk a little bit about the local situation as well? What type of registration are you required to have?
Yeah.
Are you licensed through the Health Practitioners Board or whatever as well? Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure, we can.
Things?
So it's an 8-year schooling, 8 years. So you have your 4-year undergraduate degree, and then you have your 4-year doctorate degree.
Mm-hmm.
The 4-year doctorate degree consists of 3 years of academia, so you 3 years of classes. During those 3 years, you are doing what's called an internship, and it will vary from 2 days to 3 days a week. Your 4th year is your residency. So your 4th year, you are working fully for a whole year, and that's the program. So it's 8 years in total, and then a lot of the schools require you to have at least a 3.5 GPA. If you drop below that, they will have conversations with you and try and intervene if you can.
Mm-hmm.
As far as registration in Cayman, we are registered. Audiologists are one of the fields that the Council for Professions Allied with Medicine, or CPAM. So I am licensed with CPAM. So you have to be licensed with CPAM, yeah. It was very interesting when I came back home. They were like, we don't have audiology on our list.
Yes,
how do we license you? So I was like, here you go. This is how you license me. And yeah, so my license number is 01.
Mm-hmm. Can you speak about some of the early signs of hearing loss?
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, so some of the early signs, you're going to be asking people to repeat themselves. Your family and friends might notice that you turn the TV up louder. You might start to withdraw from social settings. Or if you are at a social setting like family dinner or something, you might not be as interactive as you used to be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You might notice at the end of the day that you get a little bit tired, your head might hurt a little bit. So those are some of the things. You might say, a lot. You're going to say that people are mumbling. We're not wearing masks anymore, so you can't use that excuse. But so those are some of the signs. I want to touch on a little bit about untreated hearing loss.
Sure.
And, there's a lot of studies coming out now that shows that untreated hearing loss is one of the factors for cognitive decline. So what we try to encourage our patients when they come to see us and they do present with a hearing loss, we do talk about the brain health and the fact that when you have a hearing loss and you don't treat it, what's happening is the brain is pulling resources from other parts in order to put some extra juice so that you can hear, and it's causing brain atrophy. So basically your brain is dying because it's pulling the resources and the energy supply from other areas in order to help compensate for your hearing loss. So you'd really, not that having hearing loss means that you're going to have dementia. I want to make that clear because a lot of people are using this and they're sort of doing like a scare tactic. That's not the case. Hearing loss is one of the many factors that will lead to cognitive decline, dementia, right? It's not the cause.
Okay.
So I don't want people to start panicking that, oh my gosh, I have hearing loss, I'm going to have dementia. No. But if you treat the hearing loss, studies are showing that it's going to reduce your likelihood of cognitive decline. It's going to slow it down. It's also going to help with depression because if somebody can't hear and they start to socially isolate and they withdraw, by treating your hearing, we're going to help with your depression. Because if you start to withdraw from society, you're going to get depressed, right? Because we need people. We might not always like everybody, but we need people.
Yeah.
Right? And so those are some of the things that if you don't treat your hearing loss, that could happen.
Okay, we're going to take our last commercial break. When we return, the conversation with Dr. Annette Stephenson will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The Business Buzz will be back shortly.
Investing in our children's academic success and future career is a no-brainer. Isn't it time we stop with the excuses? With 100% math, you can take charge now. There's no reason for your children to fall behind in math again. Since 2011, 100% Math has prepared students for exams in IB, HL, SL Math, and CSEC and enrichment programs for gifted students. Visit 100%math.com or call or WhatsApp 547-9817. That's 547-9817. No more excuses. Set your child up for success today with 100% Math.
At Kirk Market, it's so easy to eat well and find healthy options. With their fresh veggies from local farmers, hormone-free chicken, local seafood, and grass-fed meats, Kirk Market has delicious, quality food at the best prices. And you must check out their fresh salad bar, hot bar, and med bar for daily healthy options on the go. Their delicious dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients such as prime meats and organic veggies. Eating great is important to me. That's why Kirk Market is my store. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and shop happy.
The Rotary Cayman Islands Sunset $10,000 raffle happening Saturday, May 25th. Tickets only $10, 3 tickets only $25, 5 tickets for $40 from any Rotary Sunset member. All proceeds will support Rotary Sunset community projects including Feed Our Future, the Sunrise Adult Training Center, Adopt a School program, the Marie Martin Georgetown Primary School, the Crisis Center, and many more. The new Rotary Sunset Club. NPO number 656. Get your ticket, get your chance. Rotary Sunset, creating hope in the world.
You know what I love to do with my family? Go fishing. I can put the bait on and cast and reel the line all by myself. My mommy and daddy say when they were little, there were plenty more fish to catch, but now there are lots more people fishing, so it's harder to find them. That's why we have marine parks now. They set some areas aside so the fish there can have babies and grow bigger. Then they swim out to other areas where I can catch them. Having the marine parks means there will still be fish there when I'm grown up and fishing with a family of my own.
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. My name is Orrett Connor and I'm filling in for Miss Kathy Miller this morning. We're talking with Dr. Annette Stephenson, who is the practice owner and clinical audiologist at Cayman Hearing Center. They are located on the 3rd floor of Alista Towers on 85 North Sound Road in Georgetown. Their phone number is 946-9174 or 936-1103. We're talking about audiology and hearing loss as well. So we want to have Dr. Stephenson offer some tips for maintaining good hearing health, and then if we can talk a little bit about how do you handle patients and what recommendations would you make to those patients who are having hearing loss as a result of aging. If you watch television and if you watch American television, you see all of the commercials where these sales pitches are being thrown out there to, buy certain hearing aids, whether or not it is covered by Medicaid or Medicare or whatever, and whether or not those are recommended areas that we should go to whenever we need to have some corrective action taken as far as hearing loss is concerned.
Yeah. So the first thing that I'm going to touch on, because this is probably the most frequently asked question, can I use Q-tips? The answer is no. Do not use Q-tips to clean your ears.
Okay.
Our ears are self-cleaning. And as much as you might think the earwax is gross and disgusting, earwax serves a purpose. So the earwax is sort of like a barrier. It's going to keep any dirt, debris, bugs, Play-Doh, Legos out of getting to your eardrum. So your earwax does serve a purpose. However, if you are somebody and you feel like you make a perpetual amount of wax, do not use a Q-tip, bobby pin, toothpick, pen cap, matchstick. Don't use that in your ears. Use your washcloth after you shower, or you go see your doctor to have your ears cleaned. We do it at Cayman Hearing Center. We will syringe your ears. We also have what's called microsuction. So it's like a little tiny vacuum, and so we can vacuum out your earwax. So if you want to have your ears cleaned, give us a call at 946-9174, and we'll be happy to clean your ears. Other things that you can do for your hearing health is limit your exposure to loud noises. We've just had the last couple of weekends some music festivals. It's very loud. I think, there was Carnival or something this weekend. So people are going to be up in arms when I say protect your ears when you go to these venues and you wear earplugs. That what you're doing is you are going to be preserving your hearing. Now, the earplugs are not going to just totally dampen everything that you can't hear. It's just going to turn it down so that it's comfortable. So those are some things that you can do. There's a campaign a couple of years ago that says turn it to the left because, your volume dial on the radio, if you turn it to the left, you're turning it down. So we just tell people turn it to the left, turn the volume down. If you're in your car and you like your music loud and all of those speakers and those loud cars, if you insist on playing your music very loud, I just ask that you crack your windows so that the sound will leak out of the air and it's not bouncing around in your car, causing unnecessary damage. Because hearing is the only sense that we have, or the only nerve in the body that is not going to regenerate. Every other nerve in the body regenerates every 7 years. Okay? Your hearing, once your hearing nerve is damaged, it's damaged. There's no coming back.
Wow.
Once it's gone, it's gone. It's not going to come back. And so by listening to loud music, you're damaging your ears. Some of the other things you can do, just pay attention to the medications that you're taking. Sometimes if they are sort of like life-saving or you need them, in order to live, we can't do much with that. But just be aware of medications that you're taking because some of them are ototoxic and they can damage your hearing and they can cause balance disorders. That's some of what you can do to take care of your hearing health. Now, talking about over-the-counter hearing devices. So this is something that was in the U.S., I think maybe about a year ago, over-the-counter hearing aids became regulated and you could go like into CVS or Walmart or something and just pick their hearing aids off the shelf. Now, the downside to that is that you're not being fit by a professional and therefore your hearing level is not taken into consideration. And so these devices are going to be inadequate. Either they'll be too low or they could be too loud. So when you come to see us and we check your hearing, we actually take the results of your hearing test, we put it in the software, and the algorithm then will shoot out your hearing prescription. And we take that prescription and we put it into the hearing aid software. And so the hearing aids that you get from a professional are going to be programmed specifically to your hearing level. Taking something off the counter, you don't have that guarantee, and you could actually cause more damage than good. Secondly, with doing that, nobody's going to service them. So if you buy a hearing aid that you see online or in TV or like in Costco or something, and you come back to Cayman, I can't work on it because it's over the counter. It's just like buying a Bluetooth headset from Best Buy or something. There's nobody here that can service it. There's nobody in the U.S. that can service these over-the-counter hearing aids. But that's not to say that we're going to discourage people. If you're like, well, I'm going to try it, you try it, and then you see whether or not it works for you. At the end of the day, I want everybody to make sure that they're getting the best hearing health that they can, and that if they do have a hearing loss, that they're treating it. Yeah.
Are the costs prohibitive and that's why you see more over-the-counter stuff being peddled now?
So in the U.S., the cost can be prohibitive, and I know that not every insurance company in the U.S. will cover hearing aids. Here in Cayman, our system is a little bit better. So you have better coverage for hearing aids here than you do in the U.S. And, as with everything that you purchase, there is a price range. You know, we have our low-end hearing aids and we have our high-end hearing aids. And one of the things that I want people to realize that when they purchase a hearing aid from Cayman Hearing Center, you're purchasing also a 3-year service package and a 3-year warranty. All of your visits, all of your repairs, all of your supplies are covered for 3 years. So you don't have to pay again when you come in. But there are things that we can do to work with everybody to make sure that if you do have a hearing issue, you do have hearing aids, finances is a problem, we are going to do what we can to get you in appropriate hearing aids.
Now, before we go and talk about your good corporate citizenship, I would like for you to repeat for a listening and viewing audience the whole issue of hearing and balance. I think that is so extremely important for people to hear as well, the connection.
Yeah, so hearing and balance. So our balance system is housed within our inner ear. And if something is off with our ear, so even if you have a hearing loss on one side, you're going to feel a little off balance. And so yes, our balance system is housed in our ears, and a lot of times vertigo, dizziness, it's something going on in your inner ear. 80% of all dizziness is what's called positional vertigo, or BPPV, or some people just call it vertigo. And that's something that with a 10-minute treatment in the office that we're able to fix you. It's like magic. It's like, you're fixed. So yes, about 80% of people that are dizzy, we can treat. That is the part of audiology that I enjoy the most, is the vestibular part of things, is trying to figure out why are you dizzy and how can we fix you. So if you are experiencing any dizziness, any vertigo, any lightheadedness, any sensation of off balance, you give us a call, 946-9174, and we'll be able to get you in and test you and possibly treat you and relieve that dizzy symptom.
And as a Caymanian, and I place the emphasis on Caymanian own business, as a good corporate citizen, tell us what your company does.
All right, so Cayman Hearing Center, we are a full-service audiology clinic here in Cayman, and we provide all facets of audiology, from hearing tests for adults, newborns, pediatrics, tinnitus management, vestibular management, auditory processing evaluations, cochlear implants, which we didn't talk about, but cochlear implants we do work with as well.
Very quickly, tell us what that's all about.
So cochlear implants are going to be for individuals who have profound hearing loss, that hearing aids are no longer appropriate for them.
Okay.
And it's actually a surgery that's done where an electrode is implanted into their ear and an external processor is worn. And what essentially happens is that with the implanted electrode, we have replicated the auditory nerve for them.
Okay.
So that is something that is brand new that we have an implant clinic here at Cayman Hearing Center. We also do hearing protection. We do in-ear monitors for those musicians and performers that need in-ear monitors. We do that as well. Ear cleaning, repairs of hearing aids, everything. We are located at Alista Towers on 85 Northstone Road. We're on the 3rd floor. You can call us at 946-9174. If you want WhatsApp, that's going to be 925-5836. You can email us info@CaymanHearingCenter.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Cayman Hearing.
Okay, so folks, our guests on this segment, you just heard her voice, Dr. Annette Stephenson, practice owner and clinical audiologist at Cayman Hearing Center. Dr. Stephenson, thank you very much for stopping by the Business Buzz. We hope you found the discussion very helpful, or all of our listening and viewing audience out there. We hope that you found it extremely helpful as well. You have been given the details in terms of how to contact the Cayman Hearing Center. Cayman Hearing Center. If you have any doubts, any questions, if you have an inkling that something is wrong, with your hearing, not only you may have a young child, as well.
Or a parent.
You may have a parent. They may be older, they may not be older as well. But if there are any doubts, this is the time to try to take the corrective action as well for that. And what better place to do that but Cayman Hearing Center, they're the only audiologists here in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, we're the only audiology clinic in Cayman. Yep.
As well. So, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Stephenson. Folks, that's it for me and for the Business Buzz. Continue to enjoy Radio Cayman. Miss Susan Watson, and I guess the music will follow as well. Thank you very much.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
And 100% Math. Invest in your child's academic success. Visit 100%math.com or call 547-9817.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.